What if the Big Ten wins another Natty? What does that mean for the SEC? And just a little statistic for you. From 2006 to 2012, an SEC team has won 7 consecutive. And that was BCS era. Yeah. And then you have playoff, which was dominated by Alabama, Georgia, Clemson, Ohio State, people like that. Does that even the playing field now? That's kind of the question now. And then obviously 3 Big Ten champions in a row.
Yep.
Who's due now? Is it Oregon? Is it Ohio State again? Indiana? Maybe Penn State? That's a sneaky one in there with Matt Campbell. I don't know.
They catch fire.
Yeah.
Maybe the Wolverines get in there. I mean, there's so many. It's funny. There's so many suspects.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think Ohio State has the best odds right now over at BetMGM to win the national championship, but like Oregon's also right there in that top tier. Indiana, I don't think anybody in their right mind should be betting against Kurt Stignetti. There's so much there with the Big Ten Conference to where them getting a 4th in a row would almost just like beat into our skull even more what we already believe to be the case. It's definitely on the table.
Yeah.
And we talked about Oregon, man. It feels like they're kind of that next in line to go get it done. If I told you, Zach, you can have Oregon and Ohio State to win the national championship right now versus the field, where would you go with that? It's tough.
So
where would
I
you
have
go?
the favorite already with Ohio State.
Yep.
And then Oregon, I would assume, I don't know the favorites off the top of my head.
Sure. They're up there in that top 5.
Right?
Yep.
You'd like to think a SEC team gets it done this year. You'd like to think they're tired of the noise, the Big Ten fandom just being like, we're the best now, we're the best. You'd like to think, all right, let's lock in now.
Plus Notre Dame.
Yeah, I guess plus Notre Dame. But I think I'd probably take Ohio State and Oregon.
Yeah.
That's where just my heart. I'm a Big Ten guy too. You know, I'm kind of gravitating over towards that. And plus, like I said, I'm high on Oregon.
Yeah.
I think Ohio State's probably the best team in the country as well. Just the talent on that roster. Yeah, that's an interesting question. Where would you go there?
See, it's funny because I'm the guy that always, anytime I get a question like that, I'm like, give me the field.
Yeah.
Like I get 2 versus 136 teams, like give me the field. But I say that if I had to pick a national champion like today, Zach, regardless of what those rankings are, I might go with Oregon. Like I might go with Oregon just to win the whole thing right now, man. So like, someone's gonna clip us to put it out there, and we'll just respond accordingly. Ball up top. We'll make our official call in August or late July. But golly, man, like there's so much with Oregon. I'm like, what am I not believing in? If you tell me I get them plus a team that I believe is like the most talented roster in all of college football in Ohio State with Say and Smith, what they did in the portal to get some key pieces on defense, like there's so much there. It's tough to think that, those 2 horses riding them, I would feel bad about what that would look like holding the national title stock. So speaking of both sides of my mouth, but I think I'd probably roll with Ohio State and Oregon.
That's not crazy. I do want to run this by you as well, because there is that argument out there that a lot of people on Twitter, I see it all the time, where the Big Ten just plays, cupcakes, mid-tier Big Ten. It's not as strenuous as the SEC, which I have to agree with.
Yeah.
It isn't. It isn't as strenuous. So when it comes to the postseason and their players are more well-rested, whatever.
Sure.
More well-rested.
Sure.
But they're not as beat up and bruised as opposed to the SEC guys where, they're beating up each other, mateers, throwing without a thumb basically. And like, I think that does play into consideration as well. Like, I don't know why that's now a factor where like for multiple 15, 20 years, like y'all have been playing the same competition. And it goes up to 9 conference games now in the SEC, but that shouldn't make that much of a difference. But I think it does. I think it does make a difference.
It absolutely makes a difference.
I wanted your take on that.
It's interesting because in the midst of this victory lap from the Big Ten, and Big Ten has earned it, 3 national titles in a row, talk your cash, also had the most first-round draft picks for the first time in a minute over the SEC this past NFL draft. In the midst of that, I think everyone's very quick to forget, hey, the SEC still had darn near half the playoff field this year with 5 teams of the 12 in the playoffs. So, like, the SEC isn't going away, but like you said, what is a healthy Mateer? What is a healthy Ty Simpson? How does that change the way that you look at what those teams could be in the college football playoff? It's tough because it's the hypothetical, so any way you address it, there's always a counterpoint that is a good pushback against it. But I just think we're in a spot now where it's a lot about who are your lead dogs, right?
Yeah.
And the lead dogs in the Big Ten right now, based on the numbers, are better than the lead dogs
in the SEC.
In the SEC. No pun intended with what Georgia is at my number 1 spot here in our rankings. Neither here nor there.
That's good. That's good.
There's a lot there, man.
Yeah.
There's a lot there.
Yeah. I just think that is something to be taken into consideration. And there's always those Big Ten fans coming right back where it's like, oh, another hypothetical win for the SEC.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, all right, man, but like they do play a lot better talent as opposed to like I'd rather play Rutgers at Rutgers than go at South Carolina. And I'm not saying those are on par, but like mid-tier SEC as opposed to like mid-tier Big Ten, they're not even close.
Yeah.
Not even close at all. And then when you get to bowl season too, and you have these mid-tier teams play like mid-tier Big Ten teams play mid-tier SEC teams, it's not fair because all these mid-tier SEC teams, their players are transferring. They're gone. They're leaving. And these Big Ten teams are just happy to be at a bowl. They're just like, all right, let's go, man. Like we have a chance to beat an SEC team and win a bowl game. We're gonna do it. So that's where I'm at. And I think if a Big Ten team wins the Natty again, I think that the SEC is gonna completely just erupt and be like, any time we see a Big Ten team, does not matter. We are going to just throttle.
It's on.
Yeah, that's what I think it's gonna come to if this happens. And I think in general right now, that is kind of the mindset.
Yeah.
They're just like, we hate the Big Ten.
Has to be.
We hate the Big Ten.
If you're them, it has to be. And it's fun because there's some really good non-con matchups on deck. We got Texas, Ohio State. We got Oklahoma, Michigan between those two. And then in 27-28, Bama, Ohio State.
Bama, Ohio State.
So, like, we're going to get a chance to have a pretty good filter on what these conferences look like, man. It's going to be fun. What would you say to this? I feel like the Big Ten might have, at a conference level, the most depth when it comes to the best coaches. And, like, that's not knocking the SEC, but, like, you go down the list. Ryan Day, Dan Lanning, Matt Campbell now, Whittingham, like, Netty, who's the best in the sport.
Probably
like,
the best coach right now.
There's just so much there. How much do you weight that for the success of where the Big Ten's at right now in college football?
I do think it's a big factor. And I think it is kind of too early to call in the SEC with all these new coaches with
Good point.
Summerall and Silverfield at Arkansas and Will Stein now. Like, those guys could be great. Yeah. So I think it is kind of too early to call, but it is a big factor. Yeah. And it is, I think, like Matt Campbell, too. He could be a big success in the Big Ten. But,
for sure.
Yeah, right now that seems like the factor why these Big Ten teams are winning is because of these head coaches. Dan Lanning, the Dan Lanning effect. People talk about that all the time. Ryan Day. And how he's just killing it right now. Signetti, like we talked about. I think just having a great head coach and all these Big Ten teams, these upper-tier Big Ten teams have one, is the reason why they're winning.
Because Ryan Day, and like there was always these takes about Ryan Day out there of can't win the big one, can't be this one, and then he does it.
Yeah.
In year 6,
and
he
then
goes
it
through
away.
and wins a national championship. Not to go too heavy on Oregon here, but like people are saying the same thing about Dan Lanning right now. And it took 6 years for Ryan Day to get there. I mean, Dan Lanning just turned 40. Like, if he wins a national championship, you're talking about Day having one, Signetti having one, Lanning having one. Like, it's going to be
Whittingham there now, too.
Whittingham in the mix.
You think he could get one done in Michigan? You'd like to think so.
Potentially, yeah. Yeah, with that guy, Bryce Underwood, back there pulling the trigger and how talented he is and the roster.
Yeah, that's a whole different can of worms.
Yeah, sure. But the talent profile at Michigan not going anywhere.
That whole, just a brand new roster there. Brand new roster, brand new just culture, I feel like.
USC, you got Lincoln Riley and Mayava out there, who you just did an interview with.
Yeah.
Shout out off script.
Shout out off script.
Go watch the interview.
But that was probably a team, Michigan was probably one of those teams where they were on the cusp of being in the top 12, but just didn't make it. But yeah, I like them a lot. I'm not sold on Underwood for the amount of money they're giving him. I understand he's a young player and they put a lot on his shoulders in year 1. I'm not sold yet. I think this season in general is kind of a make or break for him, and I think you got to be a little lenient in the Oklahoma game.
Sure,
we talked about that for the most part, but like he does need to show potential, needs to show promise, and a lot of these fans out there are getting mad about the spring game. Like, guys, it's spring. He played one quarter.
Take it easy.
Yeah, take it easy. Take it easy. But yeah, I mean, I started going on Michigan rant there.
That's hey, we're talking Big Ten.
We're talking Big Ten. Yeah, but I think they do. I don't think they're a playoff team this year, but I think in general with Whittingham there and what he has and just knowing him, his defensive mind, they will be great again. Like they're on the rise.
High floor
for sure.
To put a period into this segment. If I widen that scope of that initial question of Ohio State, Oregon versus the field, Twin and Natty.
Yeah.
If we went Big Ten versus the field.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's not even a hesitation. Yeah.
Because who all is in there for you? Would you put Penn State in there?
I have a hard time with Penn State just because I want to see what at Iowa State, Matt Campbell is trying to break through. how much does more talent give you?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I say more talent, and you brought a lot of the same guys with you from Iowa State. So, like, can Rocco Beck, there's a lot of questions there. I would just feel real good about Cignetti, Lanning, and Day having a chance to make some noise in the postseason again.
Yeah, they're basically in our top 7 there.
Yeah, it's a good group,
right
man.
there.
It's tough to bet against. Also, USC sneaky.
Yeah, sneaky.
Maybe not a natty team, but maybe in the playoffs.
Playoff.
So
You want to think playoff.
You'd hope, man.
I think so.
At this point, you'd hope.